What's going on, guys? ZPL here today. Welcome back to another video, and this time I have no face. That's right, we are doing a commentary over gameplay that I pre-recorded about, I don't know, 15 minutes ago. So yeah, let's get started, and we are doing the Wave 6 retextures, and I put retextures in very heavy quotation marks because, quite frankly, Wave 6 already looked really good, and the retextures are lackluster, but in the best way possible. So on the left, you are going to see the modded footage, while on the right, you are going to see regular footage from the base game. You can also kind of tell because the HUD is different in the left one, which is the modded one. So if you see HUD on the screen, it's the modded one. Keep that in mind. But yeah, let's go on to the Rome Avanti. I'm doing this in one take because I am a lazy ass, but let's go. So Rome Avanti, this one is gonna be kind of show how big of a how good Wave 6 was, right? It doesn't look much different. Like, the road in this section looks kind of a little more detailed, and I guess I think I made some things shinier, but overall, it's basically the same thing. I mean, look at it. It's crazy. Oh, and DK Mountain. We have DK Mountain next. Yeah, this one's interesting, right? Because it's probably the most changed out of the bunch. So you can kind of see the road had a little more detail to it. Not a lot, but it did. And I had another road texture for this one as well. I can't remember where I grabbed it from, but it's a road texture. So I replaced the road texture and kept the same normal maps in this section. But the jungle section, the road is probably the biggest change. Yeah, I think what I did is I applied, I want to say, the Moo Metals road and just made it more similar to the color of the original DK Mountain, which I think came out really nice. I don't know what you all think, but yeah. And the rocks here are slightly more detailed, but my thinking with this one, right? Oh, and the mud. My thinking with this one is it already looks so good, so but the road could have been a little better, and everything else could have been slightly better, in my opinion. Which, by the way, this is probably the one wave where I can say you can kind of exchange either version of the track and then basically do the same thing. The retextures weren't really needed, but I did them out of obligation. But this wave in general didn't really need them. But anyways, tangent aside. Yeah, most of the things I've done here are kind of just up to your own preference, I guess. But I really like what I did with the road here. As I said, I did the Moo Metals road. And the grass, I want to say I didn't touch it all, I think. But I did to the trees, though. The tree leaves I did add the same grass texture to, or a similar one. I can't remember where I grabbed the grass texture from, but there is a grass texture there, so with that in mind, we did good. And, of course, is Daisy Circuit. Yeah, honestly, this one you're not going to see a big difference on. There might be some very small things. You'd have to, like, pause the video, but the grass is a little different. It's a slightly different grass texture. You can probably tell here and stuff. That's sadly a couple of the tracks, actually. The only difference is the grass texture, because what else? I feel like, okay, I only did the grass textures because I knew some of you would want to see a little more difference, so I decided just to change the grass textures here and there, so that way I don't get the comments saying, ZPL, you didn't change anything. So, I mean, if I see those comments, I'm probably still going to see them, but I want to prevent them as much as possible. So, you know, that's fun. But, yeah, Daisy Circuit, it's basically the same thing. There's not much to it. It's just Daisy Circuit, right? I mean, it already looked pretty good. The problem is with it, it's Daisy Circuit. But I didn't really have anything direction-wise going for this one. I really liked how it looked in the first place. But, yeah, I just wanted to do a little more, what's the word, detailing, and I think it came out pretty nice. It's not perfect, but it did come out pretty nice. The one else came out pretty nice. Not this one. This one is, like, honestly, this one literally is a definition of I replaced a couple textures and it worked out, because it looks the exact same, right? If you go up to the there's going to be a couple spots where you look closely, it will be different. Like here, I think the grass is different in this area, and I don't recall the road being slightly different and the detailed textures, but overall, like, it's the same thing, I guess. I don't really know what I was doing here. Like, I didn't know what to do here, so in my head I was like, don't just do a couple things, but don't break what's not broken, or don't fix what's not broken, you know? So that's kind of my philosophy of this whole wave in general, is if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just do a couple things and then have people have a preference. So, you know, that's going to be the overall thing with this wave, right? But yeah, I do want to mention a couple things though. So there's going to be obviously the main texture pack, which is the one I've been using on my videos and stuff when I'm not playing online. But there's also going to be the texture pack from the original version, like with the modified trees, which is basically I applied base game trees in more detail, but some people didn't like that, so that's when I made this one, right? This texture pack. But I'll have both texture packs on the Google Drive, and yeah, just so both of the links will be in the description below. This one is going to be the top link though, so keep that in mind in the video's context. And I'm also saying this now because there's like no differences with this track either. I mean, I think the one difference is I made the road slightly less shiny there. And the grass texture. The grass texture is actually slightly different. I don't remember how much, but this one, I mean, it's fine. I don't know. Like, I mean, I think I have like a folder of textures I've been using for like just templates and stuff, and I don't know. This track, yeah, it looked good. I feel like this track was done better than Rome Avanti was. And we don't get to see the soccer field in this video because I only recorded the first 2 laps of each track. Because my ass is a lazy ass, and I'm not going to record 3 laps of each track. Especially because most tracks are the exact same path. Wow, mind-blowing. But yeah, I don't know where. I don't know where I was going with this one either. It sucks though because, yeah, I said from Wave 1, because when Wave 1 came out, I assumed it'd be the exact same quality throughout. I was wrong, and so was everyone else that said that. But, like, come on. And I said I wanted to do a texture pack for each track. So, that's what I did, and I stuck to my word. So here we are. This one, okay, I actually like this one. So I applied the snow texture I used on DK Summit, right? I used a different snow texture on DK Summit. It's not a big upgrade, but it was an upgrade. I applied that to here, and you can tell the rocks and ice are more, well, the ice on the road I made more shiny on purpose because I thought it looked really cool. And the rock, I kind of like the rock here more. I would say this would be probably one of the few in this wave that I didn't think would need it, but when I put it, I actually really liked how it came out. The slightly more detail on the rocks, but still keeping the same basic colors and everything really worked out. And overall, this track surprisingly was good, and I even made this part more shiny because my thinking with that was the shininess was really good, but I wanted to turn it up on the road at the beginning because I just wanted to see how it would look with the nighttime theme and already galactic theming. But it came out really nice and probably better than I was expecting, to be honest. So I'm really happy with that came out. The underwater section here, basically the same thing. There's probably a rock texture I applied, but not big difference in respect. But yeah, I mean, we're almost done with this video. Jeez, I feel like I've been recording for an hour. I'm not used to talking this much. Usually when I record videos, I take pauses, so then that way I don't have to run my mouth for over an hour. But hey, okay, wait, no, this track is interesting, right? So obviously the road, you can probably tell, has more of the specular to it. I didn't know how to feel about it at first, but I kind of grew it on it. So I did raise the specular of the road, and you can see the mud has this weird texture. I didn't get why they always had that Bowser Castle dirt texture, like with the red dirt with like dots in the middle. That always confused me for some reason. So I just applied a simple mud texture. It can go either way, I feel. If you like the original, or if you don't like the mud, it's just preference, right? And same will be the next track, but in a different way. But I mean, it's not Bowser Castle 3, right? It's not honestly, this track came out really nice compared to the rest of the SNES tracks in the whole game, honestly. I would say this is my favorite SNES track in the game because we had, we had Donut Plains 3, and was that the only one in the base game? I feel like there was another one added in the Wii U DLC. Was there? Oh, SNES Rainbow Road, duh. Yeah, I was like, wait, I forgot that one. So I have Snestrian board in BC3. This one, okay. This one is going to be completely up to personal preference, right? So obviously we have the road is the big difference. And the only difference at that, I made it slightly more saturated. You can kind of tell. But I think it came out nice, personally. I don't know how everyone's going to react to it, but I'm kind of shocked. But I think it came out nice, and I'm glad we managed to get this project done. I mean, this has been a project that I've been working on and off for like a year and a half, almost 2 years now. Jesus, that's still crazy to me that the DLC started well over a year and a half ago, but that's besides the point. Yeah, this was a fun project, but sadly, since the DLC is now over, this, unless they miraculously do a booster course pass 2, which is not going to happen, I think, anymore. I am pretty confident in saying that. I was always like lenient on if it would or not, but now that we know everything, I don't think it's going to happen. But that's besides the point. This is kind of emotional for me recording this because, well, yes, this wave was very lackluster in the retexture department. It meant a lot to me because this has been one of the big things to grow my channel. So even though, while yeah, it makes sense why it's lackluster, still gives me the emotional stuff because it's been almost 2 years of this. But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. The booster course pass has done a lot for my channel and this mod. But if you guys haven't already, subscribe, please. And here for the future to come. Peace out, gamers.